this is Monami Frost, and today I am here at Spork Foods, which is a cooking school, all vegan cooking school in LA, and I am so excited to be here and cook some amazing food for you guys. And actually this is the first time I will be cooking a recipe which is not really my recipe, and I will be doing it from a new cooking book which Spork Foods is going to be releasing this September, and I'm so excited. This is amazing. There are so many amazing vegan recipes and a lot of great information about veganism. So I'm so excited to be here and cook some yummy food for you guys. I will be doing a really simple recipe. I tried to find the most simple recipe in the book for you guys to make, and you know I love mushrooms, so this is a recipe with mushrooms. We're gonna be making Brazil nut pesto stuffed mushrooms. Doesn't that sound super delicious? Right, what do we have here? We have cremini mushrooms, or in England I think we call them chestnut mushrooms, and I heard that there are baby portobellos, but you can use portobello mushrooms as well if you want bigger mushrooms, but you will have to cook them for a little bit longer. And we're gonna marinate these mushrooms in some red wine vinegar, some olive oil, and some maple syrup, and some sea salt, and some pepper. So we are gonna start by mixing all of these ingredients into this bowl. I'm gonna start with the red wine vinegar and add some olive oil in here. I will put, as always, I will put all of the ingredient quantities in the description below, and of course you will find them in this recipe book. And here we go with the maple syrup. I love adding maple syrup or any like agave to a lot of my savory dishes, actually, where I'm cooking them, because I think the sweetness brings out the flavor of salty and savory food. Right, so, and I'll take a whisk and whisk all of this to mix it all together. Oh, it smells delicious. Let's add in the mushrooms and mix them all in there. I'll have to go in with my hands. These little mushrooms are going to be a lot more fun, I guess, to eat with the pesto and stuff it with the pesto. I'm so excited. My mouth is watering up. Right. I think all of the mushrooms are covered. I'm gonna try and get in those mushrooms inside. Right, while the mushrooms are marinating now, we're gonna start preparing the pesto. I will turn on the pan to heat because it takes a while. So let's move on to the pesto. What do we need for the pesto? Of course we need some basil. That's a lot of basil. It smells so delicious. I love baked garlic, and you just cut the top off and you just bake it for a little bit, and you're gonna have to just squeeze it out. It's pretty easy. I'm gonna put this food processor on and start putting all of these ingredients. So 4 pieces of this roasted baked garlic. And now we'll add some olive oil. And we're gonna be using Brazil nuts to make this pesto. And if somebody didn't know what a Brazil nut looks like, this is it. And we're gonna take all these Brazil nuts and put them inside. And we're going to be using a miso paste. And we're going to be using this, a light yellow miso paste. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of vegan miso paste out there. Not all of them are vegan, but I'm pretty sure you can find them. So we're gonna put the miso paste in, some salt, and some pepper. And you can use any salt you want. This is a Nature's First sea salt. I usually use Himalayan sea salt, whichever you prefer. And now we're gonna put in the basil, the main ingredient. Whoa, it's going everywhere. And now let's add some fresh squeezed lemon juice. You all know how to squeeze some lemon, right? And that's pretty much it. Right, and pretty sure this is done. The mushrooms, I think, are done marinating. And we will just move these guys over. The pan is hot, hot, hot. Be careful. And we're just gonna pop all of this in. And just make sure to turn all of the mushrooms upside down while they're cooking. So we're gonna cook these mushrooms for about 5 to 7 minutes. If you're cooking the portobellos, then you would usually cook them for 7 to 9 minutes. And we're just gonna wait a little bit, and then we're gonna flip them over, and we're gonna start stuffing them in. And just wait later on for them to get soft and cook all through, and wait for the water to evaporate. And now I'm pretty sure they're ready to be flipped over and stuffed. Like, how can you not love mushrooms? I know a lot of you people keep telling me, how can I substitute mushrooms? I'm like, I don't know. Mushrooms are just too great. And let's start stuffing them with this beautiful pesto. If you know me well enough, food is like the biggest part of my life. And I'm so glad to be here at Spork Foods. You want these mushrooms to cook through perfectly. I always cook them until the water evaporates, because then mushrooms are tricky and then they cook like real nice. I think that's the perfect way to cook the mushrooms, because then they make it a little bit crunchier, like kind of have a little bit more bite to them when you cook them through. And obviously they will soak up all of that beautiful marinade, and you're just gonna be so finger licking good. I always suggest, if you don't have, for example, Brazil nuts, you can try and use other nuts you might want to try to use for pesto. First, I always thought that you can just use pine nuts for pesto, but once I started cooking a lot, I realized you can do anything you want. And the beauty about vegan food, cooking vegan food, you don't have to worry about anything undercooking or anything, because everything's pretty much done. Everything is ready to eat. You could basically eat the raw mushroom with this pesto and it would still be amazing. It's kind of caramelizing as well, because we got that maple syrup in there, and I love caramelizing stuff. Of course, it's just so delicious to add that sweetness to some savory dishes. And of course, you can always make all of my recipes, the stuff that I always cook, and this recipe anywhere in the world, as I always try not to use any substitutes or anything, and try to make it as simple as possible for you guys, because not a lot of people have time in this world to cook a lot of complicated dishes. Just gotta face the reality. I think they're pretty much done. As you can see, there's still some oil and maybe a little bit of marinade in there, but I'm lifting up these little guys and they look pretty nice and caramelized and ready to be served. So let's start plating them up. Oh, yum. They smell so good. You can have these as a side of anything you really want. Probably some Italian dish. So look at these guys. They are so beautiful. I am so excited to try these. Like you know, like I already said, I was cooking from this new book that is gonna be coming up on September. And This is an amazing book. I looked through it. It has so much information about veganism and how easy it actually is. And it has these amazing recipes. So good. I can't wait to try it. It's probably pretty hot still, but let's try and cut it. So good. So, as always, I will mention all the quantities and ingredients and the way to prepare this food down below in the description, and I will link the Spork Foods Cooking School down below as well, and their book. They have another book which is already out for a couple of years now, I think. So you can check that out, and as always, I will link all of my Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'm again so happy to be cooking again for you guys. And I hope you try this recipe, and if you do, don't forget to hashtag and tag me on your photos, and tag Spork Foods as well. And I will link all of their Instagram and Facebook and everything that they have. So thank you again. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.